Welcome back, everyone. Episode 11 of the Vision Board podcast. Another exciting episode. We've got Austin Trout, one of the greatest boxers in the world at the moment. But before Austin comes on, say hello to Johnny. Johnny.
What's up, guys? Let's do it. Rock and roll.
Definitely. Shout out to our sponsors first.
We got The Organic Trainer. Check them out at www.theorganictrainer.com. You'll find a couple different teas, a water bottle flask to put the tea in. You can use it to work out. I take it to the park with me. When you're proceeding to the checkout, use code word TheFitCoach to receive 10% off of all of your purchases. If you're living in the Sydney, Australia area, you need a nice haircut, need a nice dude, look good, check out Jackrabbit Slim's Barbershop. Set an appointment up with Dre.
Awesome, man. Well, before Austin comes on, just remember, subscribe, because the only way you're going to keep getting all these guests in is if you can help us out. Please
like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends about it, etc., etc. Let's do this.
Let's do this. So here's Austin Trout.
It makes me wanna creep.
I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul. I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul.
The Vision Board Podcast, hosted by Johnny Stofko and Tristan Cannell.
Well, the Vision Board podcast is proud to bring on former WBA light and middleweight champion of the world, currently rated IBF 11, WBO 2, WBA 4, and WBC 6 ranked in the world. One of the best southpaws in the world. Welcome, Austin, no doubt, Trout. Welcome, Austin.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Awesome, man. So just starting off from the top, man, how did Austin Trout fall into the world of boxing, man?
You know, to be honest, my mother, she was a big boxing fan, and so, I inherited it from my mother. Don't get me wrong, she was a fan of football and basketball as well, but boxing was one thing she did love. And, being a kid and whatnot, you always want to be that guy that your mother marvels at. And I remember she used to love the fighters, so, I always thought that was what a real man was supposed to look like and supposed to do. So that's where my boxing, love came from. And to be honest, Rocky was one of my favorite movies. And I always thought I had to go to Philly to be a professional fighter because of Rocky.
Have you watched Creed yet, man?
yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah, Austin, I was going to ask you something. I once read an interview you gave when you were younger and before you were champion, and you were talking about there was no doubt in your mind, and it just hit me, that's probably where the nickname came from, but I may be wrong. But you said there was no doubt. Yeah, you said there was no doubt in your mind that you would become a world champion. Could you let our listeners know the importance of self-belief and manifesting your reality?
Well, I believe I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe we are created in God's image. With that said, God has a will, and so do we. We can will our way through a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And if it matches up with God's will, it'll work. So if you don't have faith that you can do it or that you can make it happen, then you're already lost because you don't have that willpower to get you through it, So I believe believing is the first step. If you're just half, kind of on the fence about something you don't fully believe in, and then it's really not worth doing it because it's going to get rough and it's going to get hard and things are not going to go your way. We live in a world where, one of the laws of physics is anything and everything that can happen will happen. So, it's that Murphy's Law. So if you don't believe that you can make it through all the crap that you're going to have to go through to get to your goal, there's no point in even going. It's one of the utmost importance.
Yeah, and how important has it been? You have your faith is strong, your family element is there. So to piggyback on the law of attraction, surrounding yourself around positive forces and influences to ensure a positive reality. How important is that to hang around with the right people?
Well, again, that's part of what I feel like the human have wills to will their way through things. Like, have you ever just wanted something so bad? Like, have you ever thought, like, for instance, your friend's eating something that looks real good and you want to bite, and you're looking at it so hard it just falls off his fork. I think sometimes humans can will their way through things, and then, like you said, that positive reinforcement, our wills are very weak compared to the Creator who created us. So you got to have a positive surrounding to kind of amplify, what you need and how you want to get to your goal. It's not just about walking a straight path. it's all about having that will first to make you walk that straight path.
Yeah. Austin, you talk about will and goals and things like that, man. When you fought Miguel Cotto, you must have been a big fan. How did you change from being a fan to being in the ring with one of the legends, man? How did you overcome that, man?
But I mean, first of all, it was an honor to share the ring with the living legend Miguel Cotto. And so it's a day that I would cherish for the rest of my life, regardless, of what the outcome was. Thank God I won. But with that said, I felt like, again, these are all things that I visioned, years in the making. I mean, maybe it wasn't Cotto in my vision. Maybe it was, Roy Jones Jr. as a kid, or Mayweather wasn't even coming up, or Mosley. But I knew I had to get one of these greats to be great. And so when that opportunity came, it was like, I looked up and, I was like, God, you really got me on this path. This is not just my will, this is yours. For these things to be happening, it's kind of nothing less than a miracle, in a sense. Being a New Mexico guy, an African American from New Mexico, and to really come under the radar for most of my career, doing things that most people didn't have to, going to people's backyards and taking on their champs, but then coming out of nowhere and getting an opportunity to beat or fight Miguel Cotto on one of the biggest stages was, like I said, it was a miracle for it to happen, and I know it didn't happen for me to go and lose. So, that really boosted my confidence. Like, for all these things to fall into place, it didn't happen just for me to come and lose. What would be the point of all these things just to, line up?
Yeah. So, Austin, being from New Mexico, and New Mexico has a pretty, as of lately, proud MMA following as well, with Greg Jackson's camp being out there. With the ever-evolving industry of sport, have you trained ever with some UFC or MMA guys?
Yeah, I've had the pleasure and really honor to share the cage with Carlos Condit. Now, I was only throwing hands.
Yeah.
We were just working on boxing because he will absolutely crush me in any type of grappling, jiu-jitsu. I've never tried it. I respect it, but I'm not crazy, so I'll stick to my safe sport of boxing.
Yeah, we always say about boxing on the show is boxing, this is my opinion, I love both, but I look at boxing as chess and MMA as checkers, only in the sense of the best guy will always win in the boxing ring. MMA,
right.
it could be a little, you could get tapped, you could get fluked.
Yeah,
but Condit,
I enjoy both. Yeah. Both. MMA is very entertaining, but again, they ask me, why don't you do MMA? Like, why? Have you seen my legs?
Yeah, why would you?
Why don't you do MMA?
Yeah, right? Yeah, don't ask me why.
Yeah.
Austin, just wanted to know a little bit about your hometown, La Cruces. Can you just tell the listeners a little bit about your hometown, man?
Yeah, Las Cruces, New Mexico, home of New Mexico State University Aggies. It's a big agricultural place. Hatch is about 30 miles away, and they actually produce 10% of the world's chili. So that's my city.
The green chilies, right?
Green chili, yeah, man.
Yeah, man, that stuff's tasty.
It's good.
Yeah, we drove through.
Cures all kinds of stuff too. Sinus.
The natural, it's crazy what the earth produces naturally that actually has healing powers when we're so quick to choose these medicines that just suppress things. Pretty interesting.
Well, man, we were before. Again, back when we were in the garden, we only ate, from plants, and that sustained us, kept us healthy. And I believe that God's put on the earth the things we need to live forever, in a sense, But and this is coming from a carnivore. I eat meat and everything.
Yeah.
Even my vegetables has meat in it.
You're eating stuffed peppers with some beef.
Yeah, with beef in it, exactly.
Yeah, man. Even my vegetables got meat in it.
Austin, you also had a pretty extensive amateur record, man. Over 200 fights. Did you ever dream of going to the Olympics?
I did. I almost made that dream, but it was I was short. I became the Olympic alternate instead of Olympian. I was in the 2004 Greece Olympics. I got to go, which was amazing, but yeah, definitely that was one of my dreams, and I didn't quite make it. But had I not dreamt so big to be an Olympic gold medalist, I might not have gotten so close.
Yeah.
So I always try to tell the kids, like, dream higher than you ever could imagine, because really you got to overshoot it. You might not make that dream, but you might get real darn close and look at above where you are.
Yeah, Austin, when you were a kid, growing up, we're around the same age. We got the pleasure of watching some of the greatest fighters fight in their prime. Who was that one guy that you attached yourself to as a young boy that you'd be shadowboxing in the mirror, thinking you were like, so and so?
Pernell Whitaker, Roy Jones Jr., and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sweet Pea Whitaker, man, he
Yeah.
was a beast.
Actually, your style reminds me a lot of him, actually.
Get your hair off the floor. It's disgusting. Sorry, my daughter's using the bathroom.
She's real young too, right? You just had one.
It's 5, yeah.
That's what's up. Take yourself back to when you were 20, 21-year-old in the ring with the whole world, your biggest biggest issues were training and eating and getting that belt, to having a family and having a little one. Have you noticed the things that drive you in the ring change a little bit?
Well, yeah, but for me, I started my professional career as a father. I had my daughter when I was 16, so my kids have always been that drive, which is great, because some people might have a drive and then they end up having kids and that changes their drive. You know what I'm saying? They're thinking more about them, but for me, that's always been my motivation. And now that I got 3 of them, it's just triple the motivation.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Austin, you also fought Canelo Alvarez, man, in San Antonio, Texas. I was actually watching the fight over the last few days. I remember watching it live a few years ago, but I didn't realize how hostile the crowd was against you. How did it feel fighting in the USA, but really fighting away from home, man?
Well, like I said, our paths get us ready for like the big tests and things like that. In the beginning of my career, I did a lot of fighting, in people's backyards, which made me kind of immune to being booed. I was used to it. My whole drive was to shut the crowd up, and I was real good at doing it. In the Madison Square Garden, I really shut the crowd up. So that wasn't a problem. Really, I kind of got, what shook me mostly was the whole open scoring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That right there was really what threw me out of my game. It gave him false confidence in a sense, because I felt like in that 4th round, I had him slipping, and it was about to be a long night for him up until, he got the scorecards, and it was like, oh, well, I guess I don't really have to do nothing to win this fight. I'm thinking I have to do anything and everything to win this fight. I got over-aggressive and got caught with a good right hand. I need my rematch, though.
Yeah,
that's one of my goals.
Yeah, we're cheering for that rematch, too. I think everyone wants to see that. Austin, when you're looking at your conditioning, when you're looking at, like, the sport of boxing, it's pretty much, there's been, like, an equation. You do your road work, you do your pad work, your conditioning, you get in the ring. Have you done anything differently the older and more mature you get in terms of your training?
Well, yeah, one thing is I listen to my body. Being older, you need your rest. Watch out, bro.
Sorry.
You need your rest. Rest is just as important as work. I used to just try to hit it. Sometimes I'll go 14, 15 days straight without a day off. And then, but my recovery was nothing being younger. Now, it's not so quick. Yeah. But I do feel like I'm still very strong, very sharp, very quick-minded. I don't like taking too much time off from the gym because I get fat and shit. So, excuse my language. But that's when, you just got to be more disciplined. I'm more disciplined older. I don't have as much distractions. My priorities really what helped my training, because I don't want to be out and, be seen like that. I got not an image of hope, but my kids, I got kids to not embarrass.
Yeah. Role model.
So, exactly. So with that, other kids might start looking up to me, so I got them to not embarrass either.
Yeah, definitely. Man, what about the old school fighters that used to go 15 rounds? Do you think you could have done that in these days?
You know what? Yeah, and I really love the old school. I do pay homage to them all the time, but we ain't built like that no more. Sorry. We're just not. Listen, Sugar Ray Robinson, who is, in my opinion, the greatest of all time, was it Gene Fullmer he fought? And then he fought him again in 3 weeks later?
Yeah. And I think he done it with 100 fighters a few times as well.
Gene Fullmer was a beast. He was, you fight one of the toughest men on earth of all time within a month twice. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's a testament to the mindset, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, nah, no, thank you.
Yeah. Also, you doing any type of have you heard of like? Because I know a lot of the MMA guys are getting into like cryogenic chambers to help with recovery. They're doing sensory deprivation in the float tank. Basically, have you tried any naturopathic ways to help heal the body?
I definitely done the cryogenic chambers. I love it. I'm a believer. You know what I mean? You feel like a cool body high when the blood comes back, and it's quick 2 minutes. I mean, I hate the ice bath, and we'll take the cryo gym over the ice bath 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
But I tried the float tank. I do want to try that. Definitely, I heard some awesome things about it.
Get in the tank, man. I've been doing it for about 2 years. It's super beneficial for stress too.
Really? Stress kills. But I've heard some awesome stuff about it.
Yeah, man. I'll send you a link. I'll send you an email. There's an awesome little hint, little secrets and things to do before you get in the tank. But it's a great way to separate, the mind from the body just for a little bit. So it's good.
That's crazy. So it is like an out of body experience, huh?
Yeah. So what happens is we have in our brain we have a pineal gland. And the pineal gland has a hormone called dimethyltryptophan. It secretes when we drink. Yeah, it secretes
That's
when
like
we
the third eye, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it secretes when we dream and also when we're in the tank. So you have these. It's an awesome experience. I don't want to give you any predispositions to the tank before you go, but I think it would I think it would benefit you.
Well, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to try it. So
Yeah,
you got $10, baby. I do want to mention though. Here's my cheap plug. Right now, I am currently working with Kenny Saba Killer Boxing to figure out some kind of Australian tour. I have a lot of fans there. I've always wanted to go, and I would love to come out and meet you all.
Yeah, man.
Australia.
Yeah, we'd love to meet you in person. Well, while you're talking about Australia, man, let's talk about Anthony Mundine. You went to fight him, man. You've got seems like you got a bit of a beef going on Twitter for the last 2 years, and you're meant to fight.
Even longer.
Yeah.
This guy, I know what it is. I see. He's looking for his way out, and he didn't want to go out like the way I was going to put him out.
Yeah. Well, Charles Hatley did a bit of a number to him. What do you think you would have done?
Well,
to him,
Hatley
man?
ended up doing it to him. He I don't know why he thought he was going to escape that same fate taking on Charles Hatley. Hatley's a good fighter.
Yeah.
I think he's seen that he's been dropped a few times and thought he could take him out, but Charles is fast. Oh. Hatley, I'm not sorry. Hatley Mundine, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a little bit over his hump. You can only get that though. I would have loved that fight, especially when he was the WBC silver belt holder, because winning that belt would have got me in line as a mandatory.
Yeah.
It was all about positioning. But right now, fighting him doesn't give me in any position unless we can make a big match out of it in Australia for a lot of money.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm still down to do it because I still want to go to Australia. So
Yeah, the culture here is huge in terms of the fighting. They just had the largest UFC event in a stadium in Melbourne. So yeah, the fan base is down here, especially for a guy with your skill set and your history. So yeah, let's push that.
push it.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, I've been wanting to beat up Mundine. The first time when he pulled out, he lied and tried to blame it on me. A lot of his fans getting on my nerves. With all that false information he feeds them, and they just eat it because they're just not the brightest. But I would love to come and show them a good fight. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight, but I definitely think it's a fight I'd win. And I would love to come out and do it with all the fight fans in Australia because they go so hard. You know what?
Definitely.
Even though they bother me sometimes talking about Mundine, I love the passion they have for that guy. Like they get behind the man and they don't care what he does or what he does. They're loyal. So I like I said before, even though they get on my nerves, I respect. And boxing needs more fans like him because boxing fans, really, Americans especially, they're disloyal in a mug.
Yeah.
You have one bad night, they throw you away.
Yeah, that's
But not in Australia.
You're right, man. I watched that happen to after B-Hop fought Kelly at 170. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and so many people were just turning their back on the guy, and it's like, dude, this dude carried your town and won a world championship, and it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's sad. But, again, that's just really how American fight fans are. And, to be honest, the more fight fans I can make from Australia, I know those are loyal fans. So,
Yeah.
I rocks with anybody that's going to be loyal.
Austin,
Even if it's not me.
Yeah, no. I had a question about you. You brought up legacy and the importance of being a good role model. One of my favorite guys as a kid was Roy Jones Jr. And just watching him, just what's going on in the last year in his career and with his last fight. What's your opinion on a guy, who's on the down past the twilight of his career, just hanging him up?
Well, yeah, you never know anybody's situation.
Yeah.
Roy, you might, as a fighter, I'll tell you, that's probably going to be one of the hardest things to have to do unless I'm just, physically unable to do it. Like injuries plague me or stuff like that. Now with Roy, it's that he doesn't have his timing, his reactions aren't as quick as they used to be, which led him get away from doing the things that he does.
That left
I can't
hand.
tell the next man to put him up. It's time for him because maybe he can't put him up. Who knows? But I pray he just doesn't get hurt because it's coming soon.
That's what I was worried about too. Is just seeing a legend like him getting hurt for nothing.
Yeah. Austin, dream matchup.
He knows Gerald McCullough, so he should really keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Austin, I know you talked about Australia and Mundine, but realistically, dream matchup for 2016. Who do you want to fight, man?
I want my rematch with Canelo. That's my dream matchup. And just a world title shot. Those would be my two dreams
Well,
for 2016.
You're pretty close to WBO number 2 and your WBA number 4, so you must be pretty much right in the mix now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that call for the shot.
I like the fact that the best thing you can tell the most about a guy after they lose after a loss, and most guys historically have packed it in, never the same guy. You after those 2 losses, you haven't lost since. So
and
that
I'm
mental
not going
strength.
no more.
Yeah, the importance of once it goes back to what self-belief and believing in yourself that things are supposed to happen for a reason, right?
Exactly. I took those losses to learn a lesson. I feel like that lesson was learned. My son here. And with that said, I'm not losing no more. Hey, thank you. Hey, how's Dom doing?
It's all right. We're talking about this.
Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you guys were still there.
No, I thought you just had a visitor in the background.
Are you shop? Where are you? Are you at your house?
No, my kids are at the bookstore.
Bookstore. That's awesome.
No worries. Austin, obviously the UFC, they make their fighters, the top elite fighters, fight each other on a regular basis. Is that something you want to see boxing kind of take it as well?
I mean, that's what's happening with this PVC movement. I don't know, a lot of good fights for free. A lot of fights that never would have been made, maybe not as quickly, which could in a sense be, bad, because then who's left to fight? But at the same time, we're getting some great fights, and we have a lot of combinations of good fights to come.
Yeah, you fought on that a couple times, right?
Yeah, and I'm very proud to be a part of this PVC movement. I believe this is what's bringing boxing back. All the OGs, boxing heads that used to watch these afternoon shows with their parents.
Yeah.
That's all they tell me. This is taking me back to the day when boxing was booming.
Yeah.
The golden age. And I'm like, yes. Well, I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with, guys like yourself who are still contending, the past fighters being present and involved, carrying torches and leading by example. It's really important. Austin, with charity work, you seem like a pretty selfless type of guy. Is that something that you've always wanted to do as a young man, or is it something you feel that it's, a duty because you have such a high profile?
It's not really the high profile. I think it's more of the blessings that I've had. Since I've been blessed, you should pay it forward and just try to be a blessing to others. And, whether it's charity, whether it's just being nice to somebody, paying someone's tab that looks like they're struggling, it don't even have to be, so superficial. It's just be a blessing to someone else. That could just be a compliment. But once I'm presented with the opportunity to be a blessing, and I know I have been blessed enough to give, then that's why I try to keep it moving.
Yeah, awesome, man.
If I try to be stingy with my blessings, I would hate for God to be stingy with his blessings, because I need all of those.
That's a great point, man. That's a great,
man.
being modest.
Now, Austin, if you were going to have a dinner party, man, excluding your wife and kids and your best friends, who are the 5 people Austin Trout would invite to a party?
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. It'd be a laugh fest.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, Chris Tucker, Wait, late? Could they be? They have to be alive right
Anyone
now.
you
anyone,
want, man.
yeah, they don't have to be alive.
All right, Bernie Mac. That's 3 now, huh? Oh, Beyonce.
Don't tell your wife
My
about
wife
that one,
ain't
but
coming. I gotta have a date.
Yeah, right.
And then you know what? She can bring her husband Jay-Z because he's one of my favorite rappers. So there,
Wow,
just to keep
man.
us all straight.
Yeah. Yeah, so Austin, we have a lot of our followers and listeners. We use this as a platform for positivity, inspiration. Could you leave us with some words of advice, some inspiration to some young people out there who are maybe flirting with the idea of bettering themselves?
Well, whatever that you want, whatever it is, it's gonna take work. So if you're willing to work for it, and you believe that it's gonna happen, that you can do it, then it's gonna happen. It might be long, it might be hard, but anything that's worth something is never easy.
Yeah, man. Well said.
Now, Austin, just wrapping up, you have your website, austintrout.com. Where can the people also find you on social media, man?
Even more so on Twitter, No Doubt Trout, and Instagram the same, No Doubt Trout, one word. Facebook, it's the same, facebook.com, No Doubt Trout. So I'm really easy to find, and that's really me that's on those sites. A website is really outdated, so hit me on social media, and I'll try my best to hit you back, because I try to get everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, we wish you the best of luck for 2016. We'd love to have you back on when you maybe organise a fight or come to Australia. We'd love to meet you in person, man. But thanks
Yeah, we're
for
hoping early next year we get our tour on. So be on the
Austin,
lookout
man.
for
Thanks for your
Trout Nation.
Yeah, thanks for your time. We're definitely cheering for you, no doubt.
Thank you, bro. Have a good one.
All right,
You too, man.
See you soon.
Yeah, so once again, an example of how humble fighters are.
Yeah.
And this guy isn't just your average Joe in the ring. This guy is a world champion.
Yeah, and he's been in with some of the best. Cotto, he's been with Lara, he's been with Alvarez.
Alvarez hasn't even hit his peak.
I don't think he
his
knows
legacy.
how good he is.
That's what you see a lot with these guys, man. He was mentored by he's had the same trainer since he was a kid, and he talks about him a lot.
Yeah.
And that relationship between mentor and coach and client and student is so strong. That bond, when he reflects back on that, it immediately takes him back to probably when he met him 13, 14, 15.
Definitely.
So I think it keeps him grounded.
And Anthony Mundine, if you're listening, man, I've been trying to get in touch with you.
Mundine.
Where's the fight?
Yeah, I don't know if he wants that fight,
I
though.
don't know if you want to fight him.
I don't know if you want to fight Austin Trout right
seems
now.
like the people might want to see it, and Austin's going to be in Australia soon, so you might want to get in touch and get on the show, and maybe we get Austin on as well.
I mean, Mundine's a savage. He's never going to turn a fight down. It's at this stage in his career, Austin touched base on that. It's about the dollar signs and the money, but both these guys could pack a stadium. I'd like to see boxing go back to the days of packing a stadium.
Yeah.
Crazy
Good
crowd.
fights on, 10 fights, quality fights.
With all the young talent in Australia too, man, you could produce some really good matchups.
Absolutely. But before we go, just another reminder, if you could just hit that subscribe button and also just leave us a quick iTunes review, that would be much appreciated. You can also find Johnny and all his work at...
Yeah, check me out at my website, www.therealfitcoach.com. You can sign up for my newsletter there. It's free. What it'll do is put you in the loop with all of our podcasts, all of our guests, keep you in the loop with events showing up, with our charities. I got some ebooks on there. Also, you can find me on my Instagram at _fitcoach and my Facebook, johnny@therealfitcoach.com.
Yeah, and you heard Johnny mention about the float tank and meditation. He's very experienced in that sort of thing. So if you want to get a little bit more knowledge, send Johnny an email. He's more than happy to answer.
Yeah, shoot me an email, johnny@therealfitcoach.com. I've been floating for a couple years now. I'm a big fan. I have acupuncture, Reiki, basically finding ways to strengthen, heal, and repair our body naturally.
Yeah, definitely. You guys can check me out at www.tristancannellfitness.com with some ebooks and easy-to-use cookbook. So get on there. It's free. You also get subscribed to my free newsletter, which brings you the latest and greatest workouts, tips, and recipes each week. Before we go, sponsors, Jackrabbit Slim's Barbershop at Potts Point, and also The Organic Trainer.
Yeah, go to the Organic Trainer's website, www.theorganictrainer.com. Check out their tea products. They have a couple different ones. They have a flask that's really accessible for your training. When you're proceeding to the checkout, use code word TheFitCoach to receive 10% off of your purchases. And it's the New Year's, so New Year's means new hair, new face, new you. Check out Dre at Jackrabbit Slim's Barbershop, Potts Point, King's Cross, Sydney, Australia.
Definitely. Well, keeping the American dream alive in the next episode too. We've got Michelle Waterson.
Yeah,
And
the
she's
karate hottie.
She's two New Mexicans coming on. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's just down the road from Austin. So we've got the international flavour happening. So stay tuned. And remember, subscribe, leave a review, and we'll just keep bringing these awesome guests for you guys. So guys, tune in. Like I said, more exciting shows to come. Johnny, you have a good week.
You too, man. Rock and roll.
Awesome. We'll see you soon.
Lights.
The Vision Board Podcast, hosted by Johnny Stofko and Tristan Cannell.